Cody Garbrandt versus Sean O'Malley. Do you guys want to see that? Now, this is Garbrandt's idea. This is not a new idea, by the way. This has been brewing. Garbrandt started on O'Malley about 3 weeks ago. And who knows where it was going to go, but he started in on him. He started calling him out or picking on him, okay? But he didn't officially challenge him. That just came out, or to my attention, this morning. Article that was written last night, I saw it this morning, where Garbrandt has actually said, I'm challenging, calling you out. All right. They're very separated in the rankings. Let's set that aside. Let's look at this fight on a curve. So we got to throw out the high score, we got to throw out low score. Let's throw out that they're separated in the rankings. In the absence of that, is there any reason you wouldn't make that fight? Both former champions of the world, they got some kind of heat with one another. It's guaranteed to be an exciting fight, or at least on paper, you would theorize that two guys are going to go out and trade. They've got some kind of a personal beef. I like the match. I like it. And there was a real brief talk, and you guys might not have even heard this. I might be giving you news, but there was a real brief talk behind the scenes of Suga Sean versus Sandhagen. That Suga Sean would take place. I know that we understand that Sandhagen is going to fight for the championship, but there was a brief conversation. And I have a bit of the same resistance to Nurmagomedov versus Suga Sean. Now, all I'm doing, I just found 3 internet rumors. It depends on certain sites that you go to. It's going to be Nurmagomedov versus Sean. In other places that you will go to, Garbrandt is gaining some steam. And then here, you have Chael perhaps being the one to share with you that it was briefly looked at of Sandhagen versus O'Malley. And as I look at those, I don't fully get the Nurmagomedov versus O'Malley, and I think that's likely the direction that we're going. I'm only sharing for you. I don't know that I overly get that. What would they be fighting for? And you'd be quick with an answer. You say, well, one's ranked number 2 and one's ranked number 3. Of course they need to fight. It's a fresh match, fresh parity. It's never happened before. It was going to happen for Sean's title, and Sean didn't have the title, so then it happened between Merab and Nurmagomedov, and I get it. You'd be giving me a very good history lesson. I just don't understand what those two would be fighting for. I would assume a number 1 contendership. But how many rematches do you want to see? And if you're in Merab's spot, how many rematches do you want to do? And if you're in Merab's spot and you got away with one against Nurmagomedov, we'll use that for example. You got away with one. Whew, that was close. Came from behind in the 5th round, upset, big surprise. So what? I mean, that's what dreams are made of. Got a really tough guy that would be really problematic. But the match happened, and I had more points when time ran out than he did. We moved forward in the playoffs. His team, see you next season. I mean, it just seems like it's the way that it goes. I'm trying to put myself in Merab's shoes. All right, Merab, here, we got this fight. We got O'Malley, and we got Nurmagomedov, and it's a number 1 contenders fight. As long as O'Malley doesn't win. We've already seen you and Sean twice. We're not going to make you and Sean 3 times. But we would make you and Nurmagomedov. So we're going to have a number 1 contenders match, and we're going to hold true to that as long as Nurmagomedov wins. If you're Merab, you're kind of looking around going, yeah, okay, I mean, I'll fight anybody. It's what I do. It's how I got here. I don't want to publicly back down. But at the same time, how are you trying to impress me with a guy who I beat getting a win over a guy who I beat? And that's where you run into a little bit of a problem with the rankings. You really do. We saw Islam go through this to the point that he left the weight class. And we don't know why Islam left the weight class. Let's just stay on that topic real fast. We don't know why he left the weight class. We know what we were told is he wanted to go out there and he wanted to collect hardware and he wanted to be a champ. But as soon as they stripped him, the ability to live the dream and to become a champ is gone. All right. So, why did he really leave? And I will maintain for you, there is nothing that retires more fighters than the scale. And you'll never have a fighter, and you never have had a fighter in any sport come out and say, I'm retiring because I don't want to make weight anymore. But it is exactly why they retired. There's only one reason you didn't get Khabib versus McGregor part 2. And that reason is they wanted to do it at 155 pounds. They were not aware in the negotiating, if they would have said to Khabib, we're going to do this fight and we're going to do it 170, they don't understand that that was the part. No fighter will tell you that, and it's a massive sign of weakness. You're not going to get a fighter to come to that conclusion. It wouldn't be any different than asking a fighter about somebody who we never fought before from a different era and go, how would you do against that person? They always go, well, things are different now and I wish him the best, but, I think I would have beat him. There are certain things you're just not going to get the athlete to say. So when we're looking at the reasons that Islam really left, we know a part of it is a championship at 170 and an accomplishment. It is a very big accomplishment to be a champion at 2 different weight classes. We know that's part of it. But I can assure you, another part of it is to not have to weigh 155 anymore. And then ultimately, there's a piece as well where Islam didn't want to do rematches. Islam openly said as much. Islam was not thrilled ever about fighting Volkanovski, though he did it. Then he gets asked to fight Volk again. Just for example, this wasn't a thrilling thing for him. Even Sarukian, Islam agreed and said he would do it, but he wasn't overly thrilled to be going out into a rematch where he has nothing to gain. He's already got the top spot. He's already got the world championships. At some point in life, it's hard to give a guy something. What do you give to a guy who already has everything? And Islam has spoken about that. And Merab doesn't have any easier time making 135 than Islam had making 155. And now that we're seeing a shift, now that this trend is more acceptable, now that we got Islam going up, we got Ilya walking away and going up. Prior to this, many years ago, we had Jon Jones walk away, move up. It's going to be hard to keep Merab at 135, which is where you need him and where you want him, if you're coming in with ideas that Merab doesn't like. And I'm speaking for him. Because no fighter is going to tell anyone, which is why you've never heard it before. No fighter has ever told someone, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't want to beat the scale. Those words have never been spoken, even though it's the number one reason that a fighter retires. And number 2, a fighter doesn't want to do rematches. Because he doesn't get it. What is it that I have to gain? Let me ask you something. If you want me to rematch this guy, do you want to see me fight this guy twice? 2 more times? And if you have any resistance to that idea, well, then let's just stop now. Because if you're going to put me in there with him and he gets the jump on me and we go one apiece, but you're already telling me that you don't want to see a third one, then I'm risking everything with nothing to gain. It just creates for an interesting situation. And all of this ties back to my initial question. Do you want to see O'Malley versus Garbrandt? And when you start to see some of the other options and some of the other likely matchups, I think it makes a stronger tailwind saying, yeah, Garbrandt versus O'Malley. Let's do that fight.